Alright guys, I have my next project lined up. This is the Axial Rift. This is a 1/10 scale electric 4-wheel drive kit, but it looks bigger than that. It looks like it's almost an 8th scale. The thing looks huge. I don't want to get too crazy looking at the box art, but this does have front and rear solid axles, front and rear 4-link suspension, aluminum long travel shocks, the WB11 wild bore drive shafts, a universal axle set, and it comes with Raceline Monster wheels. Some other highlights here are the Interco Super Swamper TSL Bogger tires, the 6mm stainless steel links, the metal diff covers, optimized suspension geometry, rear sway bars are included, which is a huge inclusion, and there is a lot of scale realism. So enough with the box, let's get into this thing. Alright, so we're inside the box, lots of parts. It's going to be a lot of fun to put this together. Starting out, it looks like I have the drivers in there, maybe some decals. Also have the instruction manual, some Velcro ties. Here are the tires, and wow, are these things beefy. These things are huge. Now this is a 2.2 wheel. It's been a while since I actually put together or had a 2.2 rig. So they just look very big compared to the 1.9s that I've been used to lately. This is a plastic wheel. It is not a beadlock, so these will need to be glued. But luckily I have some Proline CA glue. All the bags are very well labeled. This is G1. These are the drive shafts. It looks like some other parts in there. The famous D-bag. Got 2 D-bags. In the front here you have the cage pieces. And in the F-bag you have the fuel cell, the driver's heads, some other parts in there. And generally your A, B, C bags, usually the diffs, some other pieces, things that usually get done in the beginning of the build. So as I mentioned, the Rift is a kit, so there's a few things I had to pick up, starting with the steering servo. This is a Reefs RC 444, meaning that it has 444 ounces of torque at 7.4 volts. Now this is a high torque, high speed, HV cordless waterproof, not a submarine of course, servo. It has titanium coated gears, all metal casing. It comes in at a weight of 2.2 ounces and has a speed of 0.10 at 7.4 volts. I've never used the stock horns in any of my Axial builds. I've always upgraded to the aluminum servo horn. We'll see. I might try out with the stock, see how long it lasts me. I believe there is a metal insert to the plastic, but should it strip, I'll upgrade to that aluminum. So while we're talking servos, I did pick up this. This is the Spektrum SX107. Now this Rift kit does have an optional 2-speed transmission. This is the servo that'll switch between high and low gears. I've heard mixed feedback on these servos, that they don't last long, this and that. So I may look to upgrade this at some point, but I'm going to start out with this. One of the things to note is you will need this little adapter piece, which comes with the SX107. Doesn't matter what servo you run, you need this adapter, and from what I understand, it only comes with this SX107. Luckily the servo is about $16, $17. The price isn't too bad, so if it does go, I can look to replace it with something better. So the main radio I use is the Spektrum DX5R. So I picked up this Spektrum SR515. This is a 5-channel receiver, which will give me plenty of extra ports for anything that I need to plug in for. I have the extra port for my shift servo, plus my throttle, my steering servo, and then whatever else I decide to throw on this thing. Now the last thing that came in that I can show you for this build is these Interco Black Mamba 2.6 mud terrain truck tires for the front or rear. These things of course are from Proline and they just look crazy cool. These have a super deep tread, perfect for getting through loose mud, dirt, things like that. And I've seen these tires on some other Rifts and they just look absolutely sick. These do come with a soft inner foam and they are an M2 compound. And one of the great things about this tire, it's made in the USA. Now to go with these tires, I picked up the Vice Crush Lock wheel. These are a beadlock wheel and they will of course fit inside these tires. When this tire wheel combo is set up, it looks absolutely sick. And I'm really excited to get these on the rig. And again, these are made in the USA. Now the plan is to run the stock tires for hill climbing and things like that, but I thought it'd be really cool to also have the option of putting on these mud tires should I want to go bogging or running just something a little bit more muddy. And plus they look super cool. Now at the time of making this video, my ESC and motor, they did not arrive yet, so I'm still waiting on those. it's not going to hold me back from starting this build. So I hope you'll tune in as I get this thing together. I'll show you what motor and ESC combo I'm using, and I'll try to point out some highlights of the build as I go through. Now I certainly realize that I'm a little late to the party. This isn't the first Rift video on YouTube. So if you built one of these and you have some tips, tricks, things you want to warn me about, please go right ahead and post them up in the comments. Alright, so it's time to get building. Hope to catch you on the next one.